Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
Good afternoon and welcome to Love and Relationship. My name is Ndun Indun. I will be sharing with you some wisdom keys about love and relationship. Stay tuned. Welcome to Love and Relationship. Today we have a very exciting topic to discuss with you. And I have with me here in the studio great friends, wonderful people, pastors, ministers, entrepreneurs. I don't know, they're almost everything. So maybe they will tell us which one they practice the most. So I have with me here Pastor Tim Grich and his beloved wife. Everyone knows he loves this woman. His beloved wife, Kemi Grich. You're welcome, Pastor. You're welcome, Pastor. Welcome, Mama. It is a privilege to have both of you here today.
It's a joy to be on your show. It's a joy. It's been a long time coming.
Thank you very much. Before we go into the topic for today, I would like to speak a little bit about our upcoming Unique Experience event, which is taking place on the 15th of September 2018 at Honeydew Shopping Center. It's going to be a great event. We're going to have relationship talks, dramas, Q&A sessions, and all that. And this is also what Pastor Tim is also into. I've been to his Tango and Tim wonderful relationship program. So today we are in for a good time. It's going to be loaded and packed, and we're going to be talking about habits of highly effective couples.
Exactly.
This is wonderful. So we will go right into it because of time. So Pastor, what are the habits of highly effective couples? Because every couple wants to be very effective and highly effective. So you can help us understand more about
Pastor
this.
Ndo, again, it's great to be on your show. I'm excited. I greet all the listeners out there. I also bring you greetings from my beautiful wife. You hear her shortly. We've been married now for about 15 years.
Okay.
And one of the things that we have learned is that in all areas of success, if you're going to be successful, whether it's in your finances, in your health, in your marriage, as a parent, one thing is essential. You must have the right habits. Success is not an event.
Yes.
Success is true success is actually supposed to be predictable. And for it to be predictable, it means it must form part of a routine.
Yes.
It means then there must be certain habits that you have put in place that you repeat continuously. And ultimately, it produces the kind of success that you desire. The same applies to your relationships. If you are going to be successful, you must have in place what people call power habits.
Okay.
And so over the years, some of the things that we are going to share now, we can't share all the habits. There are about 10 of them that we have observed. But the habits that we have seen, apart from the fact that, yes, they have formed part of our own experiences, that's my wife and I, they have also been well researched. So people that have even lived longer than we have, done this longer than we have, done greater and deeper research more than we have put together some of these habits that we have tried to amalgamate to actually say, okay, these are for the relationships that have stood the test of time, relationships that individuals have not just endured but actually enjoyed. You know, these are the habits that have been isolated, has been part of the potpourri that have ensured their success. So when we speak about habits, we're talking about the things that are done not as events, but done routinely. And because they're done routinely, ultimately, they ensure that the relationship is built up and the relationship is enjoyable and the relationship is what you will call effective.
Okay.
Yes,
Can you help us just enumerate? Okay, let's start with what is the most important habit among the habits that you have?
That's a very difficult question that you asked. The reason is because when we deal with couples, and on our record now, we've dealt with over 200 couples. And when we deal with couples, whatever becomes important has a lot generally to do with what they are facing at the time. All right? But that being said, there is still some of the ones that over the years we have decided to rank as very pivotal and they have a way, if they are done right, they seem to feed into all the others. And so for me, one of the first ones I want to mention, particularly because in the African diaspora, we are less likely to patronize this one, and as a result of that, the blessing that comes with it, the effective transformation and relationship building construct that comes from it is not there. And that is this: effective couples play with each other. Now, when I speak about playing with each other, I'm not talking about playing in the bedroom, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about finding things that you enjoy doing together and actually ensuring that you create time. And I'm not saying you find time. I'm not saying that the time will be there. You have to create it. And you create the time to play together. For my wife and I, we enjoy two things in particular. We enjoy watching movies. Thank God we enjoy watching the same kind of movies. That's a blessing.
Like action movies?
Yes, it has to be action. Oh, no. God has been good to me. My wife can't stand romantic comedies. You know, neither can I. I look at those romantic comedies and I think this is nonsense. This is not true. You know, but we enjoy the action, things blowing up and things, you know. And that's one. And then two, my wife and I enjoy eating out together. Now we isolated those. Look, there are other things that we enjoy, but we isolated these two particular things and we take our time to do them. Now, why is this important? It is important because of its physiological effect. Now, what happens is when two people begin to enjoy things together, so every time they come together and they do something they enjoy and they end up laughing together, enjoying each other's company, it sends a message to the brain. It actually begins to form what we call neural pathways. Now, what happens is the brain says, okay, I am with Kemi, we do this and we have fun. I'm with Kemi, we do this and we have fun. Then the brain begins to delete the actual event and just begins to say, when I am with Kemi, we have fun. And when you do it often enough, that's the message the brain gets, that Kemi is a source of fun to me, such that we reach that point where if I get any good news, by default, because I've trained my brain to accept the fact that Kemi is part of my source of fun. When I get any good news, my brain sends a signal immediately: call her. Call her. When I get any bad news, my brain sends the same signal: call her, because she forms part of my fun.
Your fun
you
partner,
know.
yeah.
And this is one of the key reasons why we need to be careful when you begin to spend so much time doing fun things with people of the opposite sex, because you may not like them at that time,
beginning,
but when you begin to have fun together, you can't help it. It's a physiological effect. Your brain begins to create a neural pathway that begins to say that you are attracted to this individual. So for me, number one will be fun. You must find things. People have said things like, we are too divergent. We're completely different individuals. That's not true. You found each other. There were things that you liked in the first place. Rehash those stories and begin to have fun together, because when you do, you train yourself to actually love each other again.
Wow, interesting. I believe that couples who are listening are beginning to set up things to do, because I ran into someone who said, what do couples do these days? It's like only sex. I said, well, it's like you're not having the right fun. Because what you're saying is true. I discovered that myself and my wife, we enjoy movies also. So it creates a relationship. Another thing I learned from it is that once we finish watching a movie, we now have something to discuss.
It's very helpful.
Because many couples don't know how to start discussion. Now we discuss. So what do you think about that story and all that? And before you know it, we now interrelating.
And it moves to other things. Very helpful.
So it is a very good point. I can concur to that. So we will take a short break and we will be back for those listening live on the radio show. But those who are viewing on Facebook, you can stay right on. We will still continue talking.
Hey Bonang, how are you?
Hi Tuli, look so beautiful. Hey, long time no see. What happened to your skin, by the way? The last time I saw you, you had a lot of blemishes and breakouts. It was so terrible, man.
Wow, thanks for that, Bonang. Luckily, I discovered DMK. Have you heard of DMK?
DMK? Who are they?
DMK is a paramedical skincare brand that specializes in all skin conditions. Would you like their number?
Yes, please.
I know you're not good at numbers, So let me give you their website address because your skin looks terrible. It's www.dmkskincare.co.za.
Whether you're an athlete or just going about your day-to-day business, use Turbo Freeze on the go for any pain relief or inflammation. It's the #1 pain relief formula. To find out more, log on to our website www.turbofreeze.co.za.
Welcome back to Love and Relationship. We're still here in the studio speaking about habits of highly effective couples.
Yes.
So I shouldn't get that wrong. And before we went on break, we had Pastor Tim Grage, storm us with a lot of words concerning the purpose of these habits. The effectiveness of it. And also he spoke about couples playing together. So I want to speak to Kemi Grage. What other habits do you have? Because I'm thinking maybe he shared more on the one he likes. So please tell us your own habit that is very important. Yeah.
I think another important habit is couples compromise for each other, and they they give up stuff for one another. Marriage is about compromise. You can't always have your way. He can't always have his way. There always has to be a middle ground. So in a marriage, there has to be that compromise where you are able to give up things for the other person because you love him. It may not be convenient, but you must be willing to give up stuff.
That's true.
For
That's
peace
true.
in the home,
Yeah.
for joy in the home.
That's true.
There are battles we need to choose. It's not every time you need to fight with your husband about something. Ask yourself, is this important enough for us to have a fight over?
Yes,
if it's not important
that's
enough, then let it go. Same thing with your husband. If this is not a big issue, then let it go. Let her have her way. The same thing with the husband as well. You have to come to a place where you're willing to compromise things for each other. When I married my husband, I discovered that he doesn't like second-day rice. So sometimes I'll cook rice, and if it's left over, I'm like, okay, I've got food for us to eat for the next day. And he's like, no, I don't like leftover rice, and I had to find a way to, if there's leftover rice, then I'll eat it, and I have to cook another one for him the next day for him to be happy.
What
Initially,
if he's very hungry? He still wouldn't eat it.
No, he won't eat it. It has to be freshly cooked every day. And it took me a while to adjust, but I was like, it's not a big deal. I love this man. Let me make that sacrifice for him and cook fresh rice. Even though I have a full pot of rice from the day before.
Wow.
I wouldn't give him.
I see why he loves you so much. Now I understand. Because the sacrifice is paying off.
But he's the same with me as well. There's a lot of things that I don't like that he has adapted to just to make me happy. So we adapt to each other. And as couples, we need to be willing to let go of certain things to make the other person happy.
She made a phrase here that we really need to latch on. Choose your battles. Choose your battles. If it's not a major issue, nobody's going to die, then just go ahead and let the person have their way. If you win every argument, you could lose your relationship. But yet you could have the trophy that you won every argument. So choose your battles carefully. Remember, before David killed Goliath, he said, what will be given to the man that kills this Goliath? He weighed the options. And if he didn't like the returns, he probably would not have taken the battle. So choose your battles. Like she said, effective couples learn how to compromise.
Very important
for each other. Very, very crucial.
Important. I've come to understand, like you're saying, there've been a story where a couple watching a television, and then that one said the color that lady is wearing is black, and the other one said no, it's gray, and they start fighting. Gray and black. What does gray and black, how will it affect your life and your relationship? Okay, it's fine, it's gray, whatever it is. So I think couples need to value themselves to a point that knowing that this is the one person I have to make happy, one person I have to live happily with. What does it cost to
You
let
will be
go
amazed the things couples fight about.
That's the thing.
It's ridiculous.
There is no value for that person. It begins when you really value somebody.
I totally agree.
This is the one person you have to live your life with. What can't you do? I said to some couples, I said, when you're fighting, just two of you cannot have peace. What happens when we used to look at those who used to marry 3, 4, 5 wives? Nations. Just two of you can just sit down and talk, agree, let go of this, work things out, and you can have peace and joy. Just two of you. So I would like to get some more habits, before you go. Please let me know another habit that is also very
This
important.
one is very foundational.
Okay.
This one is extremely crucial because it is on the basis of this that the relationship was formed in the first place.
Okay.
Effective couples are honest with each other.
Okay.
Honesty is extremely, extremely crucial.
Okay.
Coming to the place where there are no secrets. My wife and I, when we counsel couples, whether you are married or whether you're about to be married, we have a rule. There are no secrets here.
Okay.
Remember, Pastor Don, how the Bible says that they were both naked
And they were not ashamed.
Yes, it says that they
Interesting.
were not ashamed.
Interesting.
But it says that they were naked. They were naked before each other. There was nothing hidden. There was nothing concealed. I say to couples that you are not only cheating when you find somebody else. If before you go home you are deleting SMSs, you are deleting WhatsApps, you are deleting expense reports on your phone, you are already cheating. What are you trying to hide? See, the only way you can build trust is truth spoken consistently over a long period of time. When truth is spoken consistently with respect to an area over a long period of time, it builds trust. When trust is built, even when we stumble and fall, when honesty has been there and trust has been built, people tend to make excuses for you.
Yes,
if
yes,
you have
yes.
built enough
Yes,
trust in
yes,
that bank
yes,
over the years.
yes.
When you stumble, people are able to excuse you here and there. But when you violate that trust, it becomes difficult to believe anything else. There are generally 4 areas I say that couples need to be open about. 1, you must be open about your finances. 2, you must be open about all your relationships. 3, you must be open about your fears, the things that worry you. You must be open up. And then 4, you must be open about your time. And when you look at these 4 things I've just mentioned, these are the things that people tend to hide. If you're open about your time, all your relationships, if you are open about your finances, if you are open about the things that scare you, when your phone rings, you will not be afraid if your wife picks it up. As we see in a lot of relationships, where a man will be in the shower, his phone will ring.
He runs out.
Oh
naked.
my! And he's
The phone.
screaming, "Don't pick that call!" You know why? What are you hiding? Once you create a sense that something is off limits, something can be hidden, you open the door for the imagination to begin to run wild. If I suspect you are hiding this, and I don't know what it is, I will create a ton of
That's the
things
truth. That's the
and
truth.
create problems for us that might not even exist.
That's the
But before I move on, let me say this. Do not look, if you are married and you are still saying your phone is off limits to your spouse, something is wrong with your relationship.
Something is wrong.
There
It's
is
true.
absolutely, it's naked and unashamed. You are either 100% in or you are not in at all. There's no middle ground when it comes to things like that. So effective couples are honest about
people.
everything with each other.
Very,
with
very
each other.
interesting. We will be wrapping up briefly, but I also want to really, really concur with one thing you said about honesty. This is one thing that I've discovered with men. One of the problems I think their wives have with them is that when a woman doesn't know what's going on in your brains, in your mind,
Yes.
it confuses her.
Very true.
It doesn't matter whether you have money, you have whatever she needs now or not. If you can learn to communicate your challenges, your worries, your
Like I said,
your
your fears,
like you're
yes,
saying,
yes.
she can work with you with that because they all know you're human. You're not a super. You are not God here.
Very true.
So the same thing too with women.
Yeah.
Because some women want the men to figure out what
They're
they
thinking.
desire, what they're thinking, and do it. So we're saying, please be honest. I wish we had time to really explore these things. And if you have time, maybe we will have a part 2 of this.
Let's see if we
Some-
can work something out. It will
some-
be great to do
some
this
some
again.
other time. I'm really excited. I'm already blessed, and I believe a lot of people are blessed. And listeners there, please, we are still inviting you to our unique experience. Today, this week, we have decided to have a discount of 50 Rand. Maybe for the sake of our guests. Yeah, we had it at 150, but if you're registering this week, you can get the tickets for 100 Rand. Go to www.livingasoneevents.com If you can access the website, you can give us a call on 078-255-4517. It's going to be an exciting event. Your questions on relationships, your worries, your case will all be taken care of. We'll have music, we'll have drama, we'll have refreshment. It's going to be exciting.
Well, I'm excited.
And I believe that one of these days we will have this couple with us in our unique experience, because they're doing a great work over
Thank
there
you
at
so
City of Zion.
Yes.
It's a great place to visit. Please visit them. It's a great work. Please, where is your church again?
We meet our services are on Sundays 10 o'clock at the Cedar Woods of Santon, which is 120 Western Service Road, Woodmead, Santon. So it's the Cedar Woods of Santon, 120 Western Service Road, Woodmead, Santon. It's called the City of Zion.
Okay, I will recommend. This is a pastor you can connect with, and you will always be loaded in the word. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you. Our time is up, and we hope to be back same time next week for another exciting episode of Love and Relationship. Thank you. God bless. Thank you, my guests, for coming through. Thank you,
It
Pastor.
was a joy to be here.
Thank you, Pastor Kemi. Thank you. See you next week. God bless. Bye.
This message was sponsored by friends and partners of Living as One events. You are invited to our singles and married couples event featuring seminars, talk shows, Q&A sessions, single mingles, couples games, and many more. You may visit our website for details of our events and register at www.livingasoneevents.com. You can also get our books on relationships titled Why Should I Get Married and Living as One. We also do counseling for couples and singles who want to make the right decisions regarding their relationships. For more info, please contact us on 078 255 4517 or email us at livingasoneevents@gmail.com. Please tune in again for another episode of Love and Relationship. God bless you.
You're listening to brandlive.co.za.